We're at the Everything Electric Show, and I am here with
George.
and tell me, Judge, Women Drive Electric. What's that? Tell me what it is.
So we kind of started as a bit of a consumer group. Some people have called us a focus group, but we're 5,000 women on Facebook. We've got an 84% engagement rate,
Wow.
and we help each other on the journey to electric. So whether you've had a car for 10 years or 10 minutes, you can come on and you can either ask a question and get an answer from an actual driver or somebody that's maybe got that model of car or
Yep.
got that model of charger or on that tariff. Um, and you can ask a question and get an answer. And you can share experiences. We love new car days. So lots of ladies post the pictures when they've got their new car and the cover's just
Nothing
been
better, is there, than a new car day?
but also sharing how much they love their new EVs as well, compared to the cars that they had before. They want to know how to clean them. They want to know how to, keep them shiny. They're looking at ceramic coating. It seems a little bit more special when you get an EV. We really enjoy seeing that in the group.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things about, say, with EVs, a lot of the forums, there are a lot of people on there just expect everybody to know everything, whether male or female. And there's a lot of negative. Well, why don't you know what charger you got? Why don't you know how many kilowatts it can charge an hour? And we need to move away from that because that gives EVs a bad press. It's say both male and female, but
Yeah.
I presume it's worse from from a female perspective.
Well, yeah, changing cars is daunting enough as it is. I recently did some research and I spoke to the statistics people. There's 2.7 single women living alone with children, widowed or divorced, or single parent families. That's the size of Greater Manchester. That's a hell of a lot of women who might not have somebody that they can drag to a dealership, or they've got a tyre that they're not quite sure of. We feel that we should be able to go to a car dealership, walk into Quick Fit, Halfords, anywhere, and feel completely comfortable. But we don't always. Things are massively improving, but we're still worried we're going to get ripped off or even worse, ignored. So we don't want to walk in with one tyre that we know has got something wrong with it and end up full when we did need for, as you just said with your daughter.
Exactly the same's happened. Let's say my daughter, she's 20. She went to a garage to do her MOT. Was told this was wrong, that was wrong. When I then went to sort of like find out how much you're going to be, apparently those things weren't wrong anymore. And you feel that way. Um, the wife had a tire. She went to get a tire fixed because it had a nail in it, and all of a sudden, like you just said, there were three that were needed replacing. But when you quiz, it was like, well, they need replacing in the next 6 to 8 months, maybe.
Could have spent a couple of £100,
Easy.
and been, because she maybe didn't feel confident enough to know her own. And that's what we try and do. So we've got a lady in the group called Sophie Lydon. She's like the first lady of tyres. And she does loads of content for us where she shows us with a 20p, with a coin or with a proper tyre machine, how to look at what we're doing and understand what the tread should look like. And to look out for things like if our trackies out as well, she actually shows you this is time is airing here, or if it's got a lump here, and just that kind of in the right environment. It's educational for women, but also with it's not being shoved in our faces. We can look it up if we want to, but it's just also the sense of community. Women take much more greater information in peer to peer. So when we're talking to each other, we take on information better and recommendation better. I watched one YouTube video about kilowatt hours to try and understand it like 5 times, and I still didn't get it. But then somebody gave me a more visual,
Like
way.
analogy of it. Yeah.
I don't understand it when it's written down or the maths, but if you can give me an analogy or a picture,
Yeah.
I'm much more. It stays in.
I'm exactly the same. A lot of work that I do is with the Neurodiverse Network, and I belong to that. And yeah, you can give me all the stats and figures on a page, and when you show me a diagram or a flow chart or a picture of it, I memorize that and I understand it. And I think having that that sort of like ring fence comfort within your Facebook page as well, just basically sets you at ease immediately. So you feel comfortable to say, I don't understand. Now, my channel is aimed at those at 40 plus, really, because EVs are new. EVs haven't been around for particularly that long in the mainstream, and there's a lot of new things that people need to know about them. And unfortunately, the media doesn't help. there's a lot of fake news out there, a lot of
Yeah.
misinformation.
This weekend, there's been like 3 EV buyers that weren't actually EV buyers, for
Yeah.
example. Yeah.
So I've emailed the Devon Fire Brigade about the one that was down there a couple of weeks ago to find out what happened, because it was a trailer fire. Everything's pointing to the brakes on the trailer. You look at the media, it's a trailer full of EVs, and it was the EVs that set fire. So yeah, there's a lot of misinformation. And in today's society, we don't need it. We should be better than that. So it's a really good work that you're doing here. So absolutely brilliant. I work in a large business. We've got lots of women. So I'm going to take your cards, one of your cards with me. I will happily promote it. And how can people get in contact with you?
So we're on Facebook, Women Drive Electric UK. That is a group that is specifically for women.
Yeah.
And gender neutral. But then we've got channels on Instagram. We've got TikTok. We've got our website as well, which is womendriveelectric.co.uk. So you can find us there. We're on LinkedIn. We're doing lots of things. We're starting to work with dealerships as well, where they go in and we talk to the sales staff from the dealership, and we try and explain how we, don't call me at 9:15. Don't call me at 3:15. Things like that. But explaining, we've got so much going on in our head. We're thinking ahead already. I'm already thinking about packing up and going home. What's for dinner? And have they done the homework? And, all this kind of stuff.
Tomorrow's Monday, school day.
Thinking about this interview with me. And
Yes.
it's much, we've got different brains. And so it's just allowing for that difference. And if you can make that allowances for women, then you're more likely to sell them a car. I would be in tune with what they want.
And to be honest, it would make my life a lot easier as well, because I haven't got to go and check the tires. I haven't got to go and check the screen wash, because they weren't shown how to do it when they bought the car. Kilowatt hours, yeah, it's a minefield, isn't it?
I understood. Well, I never even bothered about that.
No, you fill up and then I was like,
I lived on a tenner in my tank all the time, and I tend to. But I fly those pants on my EV as well. It is below 20. I don't bat an eyelid. But that's just the way that I am. But some people are 50% and they want to,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But you can ask those questions, and then you decide where you want to be with that, whether you've got a home charger, whether you're charging your public. It can be quite a different thing. Some people that have got home chargers have never publicly charged, but then they have to one day.
And that is a total different story, because no public chargers are the same. They all use their own individual. And yeah, and like my phone, I've just charged up and I've had to re-download the app because I haven't used it for a while. For my phone uninstalled it for me.
Credit on first.
£40 upfront charge just to allow you to charge. Yeah, it's a minefield. So absolutely well done. Fantastic on this. I'll get your details. I'll put them up on the screen so you can see them. Please try and find them. It's fantastic. And I say, let's roll that. And let's get rid of, what is it, mansplaining.
I actually got mansplaining the other day. A chap told me that we weren't, as women, we weren't interpreting what it meant by. So he mansplained to me, which I really enjoy. The thing is, we're not anti-men, because what we're trying to do is, as you say, going to help everyone.
Yes.
It's not, we're not anti-men at all.
No.
It's just that we perceive information, and also we're not targeted. You open a woman's magazine, there's nothing in there about a car or driving, or I bought an EV and I loved it. Well, this is how you check the tyres. There's nothing. There's nothing. We're not reached in supermarkets. We're not reached in gyms. We're not reached in schools, on hairdressers, or places that we go.
Yeah.
Whereas men, as I say, your whole environment can tend to
A lot of our magazines, a lot of the groups we belong to, social groups.
So it's just finding us in a different format and then selling to us where we are.
Fantastic. Right. I look forward to looking at the website. I'll put the details up on the screen. So again, George, thank you very much.